After backlash from his poor debate performance, President Biden needs to rally support from Democratic Party leaders.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like he did, at least for now, after meeting with several Democratic governors, including New York's Governor Kathy Hochul in Washington. We want to go down to our Robert Moses with the details about what was said. Robert, good morning.
Dan and Tishani, good morning to you. Worries abound among Democrats despite the brave faces that many are putting on in public. For instance, Reed Hastings, the co-founder of Netflix and a major party donor, told the New York Times that he is calling on Joe Biden to step aside. And Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton of Massachusetts said last night that while he has deep respect for the president, he doubts his ability to win in November.
President Joe Biden is in it to win it. And all of us said we pledged our support to him because the stakes could not be higher.
More than 20 Democratic governors, including Kathy Hochul, who met in person and virtually with President Joe Biden at the White House last night, displayed a united front after the meeting. Acknowledging the president's poor debate performance 1 week ago, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota described their conversation as honest.
He has had our backs through COVID, through all of the recovery, all of the things that have happened. The governors have his back, and we're working together just to make very, very clear on that.
Earlier in the day, on a call with his campaign staff, the president remained defiant. "No one's pushing me out," he said. "I'm not leaving." But the New York Times reports in a front-page story this morning that he has told allies that if he can't convince voters in the coming days that he is fit for office, he may have to step aside. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre denied that.
That is absolutely false.
A new poll from the New York Times and Siena College shows President Biden trailing former President Donald Trump 49% to 43% among likely voters. The former president's lead in the survey is 3 points higher than it was 1 week ago, right before the debate. The White House is trying to show that the president remains viable. He'll sit for an interview with ABC that will now air in its entirety tomorrow night, sooner than the network first announced. And next week, the president is expected to hold a solo news conference. Still, many Democrats remain concerned, despite reassurance from the governors and others.
The president was very clear that he is in this to win this.
And later on today, the president and first lady will host a barbecue for service members and their families on the south lawn of the White House. And then later on, after that, a July 4th celebration where he will speak. Tishani and Dan, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert.